Good morning. It's one of those grey, dead-light mornings that Hobart is known for at this time of year. It's a bit chilly, there's a bit of noise. The day is just beginning. Why are we here on the lawns of Parliament House? Because of this statue. Who is this guy giving instruction? And what are the identities of all of the statues in and around the Hobart CBD? The dog and I are going to have a glancing look and we'll let you know just who they are. Born in 1890, Albert Ogilvie served as Premier of Tasmania from 1934 to 1939, when he died suddenly at age 48. A popular person, he passed a wide range of socially progressive reforms, but his revolution was interrupted. Abel Tasman was a Dutch explorer who briefly visited the island in 1642 during an expedition to explore the southern Pacific Ocean on behalf of the Dutch East India Company. He named the place Van Diemen's Land, and when the place became an English colony and later tried to rebrand itself with a name change, the place was named after him. Footsteps Towards Freedom by Rowan Gillespie represents the banished women sent from Ireland to Van Diemen's Land in the early to mid-1800s. One woman cradles her child. Another child stands alone. Born in 1876, Louis Bernacchi was a Belgian-born naturalised Tasmanian and an explorer of the Antarctic. He founded the Astronomical Society of Tasmania. Born in 1872, Roald Amundsen was a Norwegian explorer best known for being the first human to reach the South Pole in 1911. He also led the first successful expedition to navigate the Northwest Passage. He disappeared in 1928, trying to rescue a fellow explorer in the Arctic. Born in England in 1786, John Franklin was a prominent explorer and he served as Lieutenant Governor of Van Diemen's Land from 1837 to 1843. Franklin has all sorts of places named after him, including this square. Born in Buckingham Palace in 1841, Edward VII was the King of the United Kingdom and the British Dominions, as well as Emperor of India. He died in Buckingham Palace in 1910, and he never visited Tasmania. William Crowther was born in the Netherlands in 1817 and emigrated to the island. He served as Premier of Tasmania from 1878 to 1879. He was very well regarded in his time, hence the statue. His life and his meaning within history have, however, been re-examined recently. Crowther is now notorious for breaking into the morgue where the body of the Aboriginal bloke William Lanne was being stored. Crowther is said to have mutilated the body and stolen the skull, which he sent back to the Royal College of Surgeons of England. In 2022, the Hobart City Council voted 7-4 to remove the statue. Evelyn Maughan was 7 years old and she lived with her family in Goulburn Street. On Sunday morning, July 8, 1945, she walked alone to church. Her father was in hospital and her mother stayed at home with the two other younger kids. Evelyn never made it to St Joseph's on Macquarie Street. Queensborough Cemetery was where part of the Hutchins School now is in Sandy Bay. 3 months after her disappearance, an interstate visitor searching for his father's tombstone traversed the rarely visited and neglected site. The thing he noticed first was a child's shoe, and he immediately alerted police. The child's decomposing body had been rolled up in material and dumped atop a broken grave, tied at the wrists, bound at the ankles, partially covered with a pile of sticks. The police had already suspected a 31-year-old wharfie called Frederick Thompson. He was a known sex offender and he lived on Harrington Street, halfway between Evelyn's home and the church. A married man, his own daughter was friends with Evelyn. Police found strips of material at his home that matched the kind that she was wrapped in, and in time a witness came forward, stating that they had seen him carrying what looked to be a child's body in the direction of Sandy Bay. Frederick Thompson was found guilty of murder and he became the last person to be hanged in Tasmania. The event changed the way that Hobart felt about itself, but this was nothing compared to the impact on her family. They lived at 100 Goulburn Street, and today there is a statue of Evelyn outside the place where her mother last saw her, and next to her is Frederick Thompson.